In this video, I want to share with you 10 amazing sexy fragrances for the cold weather. Hi everyone, I'm Jolim from Scented Moments channel, where I help you to discover the wonderful world of perfumery. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 designer fragrances, one of them me being more exclusive, an exclusive designer, and 5 niche fragrances that make me feel very sexy during the colder days. So this is not a very unique topic, not at all. You have right now hundreds of videos with this sexy fragrances topic, but I just want to include and I want to share some underrated fragrances that definitely deserve some attention and that are equally sexy. So of course I have here a couple of popular fragrances, especially in the designer side of things, but overall I think these fragrances aren't as popular as some others that you might think of when talking about sexy fragrances or fragrances that make us feel sexy. So with that being said, in a no specific order, let's start with the designer side of things. The first fragrance is from the house of Cartier, and it is Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Brilliant fragrance. This is one of the best designer releases in recent years, in my opinion. This is a flanker of the original Pasha de Cartier, which I'm not a big fan of. For me, it smells cheap, in my opinion. Nowadays, the current formulation, I never tried the original vintage formulation of Pasha de Cartier, but today's formulation, it feels cheap, in my opinion. This one, on the other hand, brilliant, fantastic. This is, so you have lavender, you have this whiskey cognac accord, which I think it's not featured, has an official accord, and then you have this ambery, honeyed, sticky, sensual, resinous, sweet accords that it's just to die for. So damn good and so damn sexy, in my opinion. This is brilliant. This is a fantastic scent, and this can lean a bit more mature because of the lavender and the barbershop nuances, but I think this is still a sexy fragrance, a very warm, cozy, but sophisticated, elegant, and sexy fragrance. Sexy, I think it will be a very used word in this video. But Pasha de Cartier Parfum, it's very thick and rich, and sticky and sweet because of that honeyed amber. It's brilliant. And then you have that boozy accord. I mean, seriously, this fragrance is to die for, especially during the colder weather, and the performance is brutal. I mean, it will last you the entire day. It will project, people will notice you. Just go easy on the trigger with this one. But this is fantastic. Pasha de Cartier Parfum, and you have here a very unique bottle presentation. The next fragrance is from the house of Zadig Voltaire, and this is him, the original Eau de Toilette. I did a review of this one already like 4 years ago when no one was talking about this fragrance. This for me was a huge discovery back then. Since my review, I mean, this one became very popular. Still not as popular as some other fragrances, some other designer fragrances, but this is definitely more popular nowadays in YouTube, at least. Zadig Voltaire, this is him. It's a brilliant, spicy, incensey, creamy sandalwood. Fantastic scent right here. Very dark, mysterious, sensual, alluring, great performance. I mean, you really need to check this fragrance out. I mean, I think it's still very underrated when we are talking about outside YouTube. I mean, this is still very underrated. It's not the first fragrance that comes to mind when talking about sexy fragrances. I mean, other fragrances come to mind from more popular designer brands, but this one is just to die for. One of the best sandalwood fragrances in the designer side of things, definitely. One of the most unique creations in the designer side of things also. I mean, I never smelled anything like this in a designer realm. So I think this is extremely unique, high quality blend. You have everything in here. Fantastic, very smooth. I mean, the opening is a bit sharp because of the pepper, the black pepper, but then that fades away and you have this very smooth, incensey, dark, with the creamy vanillic sandalwood. I mean, seriously, fantastic scent. Nothing here smells cheap nor synthetic, not at all. Brilliant perfume, very sexy for me, and great performance for an eau de toilette. Zadig Voltaire, this is him, eau de toilette. Next fragrance, and this is probably the most popular fragrance when we are talking about sexy fragrances, from the house of Dior. Dior Homme Intense. Now, this is the newer version, the 2020 version, when Dior started to rebrand this Dior Homme line. And I have to say, this is my favorite version. I never tried the 2007 version, but at least I think it's the 2011 or 2000, I think it's 2011 version, the one that was reformulated by François Demachy. Now I don't know if François Demachy did the original Dior Homme. Now I'm confused, but at least the batch or the formula before this one, Dior Homme Intense, I mean, I was not a fan. I was not a fan at all because it was overly sweet, overly makeup-y for me, and I have a sweet tooth. I love iris, but that one was not for me. For some reason, on my skin, didn't work. This one, on the other hand, brilliant. This is really an intensified version of Dior Homme, more balanced and yet more intense. You have here more bretzig, more musky, creamy. The suede here, it's more intense. The cacao here, more intense. Iris also. So this is truly an intensified version of Dior Homme, which I absolutely love. I love Dior Homme, masterpiece there, signature scent worthy, probably the best signature scent out there. Equally sexy, I would say. But this one is more intense, more dark, more rich, and it's just to die for. Definitely the most popular of these designer fragrances, and rightfully so. I mean, this is really a fantastic scent. It's one of the best out there, one of the best iris. This line overall, it's great. You all know how much I love this line, and this one, if you want just one designer fragrance that will make you feel sexy, it's Dior Homme Intense. Brilliant perfume here. The next fragrance, and this is a new release. This was released this year from the house of Givenchy, Gentleman Ravageur Privee. Now, this new Givenchy Gentleman line is inspired by the Dior Homme line. So you have here the iris, that makeup iris is here, with some cacao chords. But unlike Dior Homme, you also have vanilla and balsams. So this is more balsamic, more resinous, more vanillic when compared with the Dior Homme line. So I would say that, yeah, they are inspired by the Dior Homme line, definitely, but then they do their own thing. And this is more, I mean, if you are familiarized with this line, especially with the Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum, which is amazing, this is basically that fragrance, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum, adding more a more intensified cacao vanilla with whiskey. I think it's whiskey. It's definitely boozy. It has a whiskey / cognac accord in here. Amazing scent. I mean, I absolutely love this. Was love at first sniff. This was the type of scent that I said, like, well, I need to purchase this one. Fantastic fragrance here. So damn sexy. So damn sexy. Yeah, I really do love this one. Now, this might feel a bit redundant if you already have the Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum like I do, but I'm a big fan of this line. I mean, I love iris, so This line for me, it's really fantastic. Not groundbreaking, but still very good. Very smooth. Nothing here it's scratchy nor overly synthetic. It's just done right. Very well balanced, elegant, but at the same time very extremely sexy and mysterious, and again alluring. It's wonderful. It's a fantastic scent right here. A boozy cacao iris with balsams, resinous touches, and vanilla. I mean, everything here. You have all the ingredients for a sexy, very sexy fragrance. Givenchy Gentleman Réserve Privee. And last but definitely not least, in the designer side of things, but this time this is an exclusive, and I'm sorry, I mean, I could have featured another mainstream designer fragrance, but I'm just enjoying this one so much that I just needed to feature. It's from the House of Chanel, from the list exclusive Coromandel. This is the Eau de Parfum. I am so addicted to this fragrance. I'm addicted to this patchouli. This is like white chocolate and patchouli. I mean, just so addicting and so damn sexy. Really, this is, if you are willing to pay an extra buck for an exclusive designer to make you feel sexy, Coromandel is the answer. And that's it. Oh man, this is just to die for. It's one of the most unique patchouli fragrances out there. Overall, it's a very unique fragrance. You will not smell this fragrance, this scent DNA elsewhere. I think Surge of Richwood, it's also inspired by this scent DNA, but doesn't come close. This is another league. And it's dense, it's rich, and so evolving and so yummy, sexy. White chocolate and this earthy patchouli. I mean, with some, it's very creamy. It's from the white chocolate accord. I mean, this fragrance is just to die for. I'm super addicted to this fragrance. Coromandel, it's one of the most sexy fragrances that I put my nose on. Wonderful perfume here. Now let's talk about niche fragrances. So the first niche fragrance that I want to talk about, it's not exactly from a niche house. I mean, it's a debate. I mean, we can debate that, but we'll not do that in this video. It's from the House of Guerlain, and this time from the L'Art et la Matière collection, and it is Tonka Imperiale. Boy, this fragrance is just so good. This for me is the best Tonka bean fragrance out there, better than Fève Délicieuse in my opinion. First of all, it's not as sweet, and this is more true to Tonka bean, because Tonka bean is not that very sweet fragrance note that we are used to. The Tonka bean, it's a bit more bitter and a bit almondy, and it's what this is. This is a bittersweet fragrance representing to perfection the Tonka bean as a note, and it's so damn sexy. And this is so damn sexy. I had this fragrance on my wish list for years, and it was just like last year. It was really before Guerlain changed their entire L'Art et la Matière collection with the new bottle presentation and more hefty price. So it was a bit more before that, but I think it was either last year or a couple of years ago that, I mean, this one finally was added to my collection, and this is just to die for. Again, you have this bittersweet almondy Tonka bean with a hint of a tobacco leaf. It's just a very yummy, sexy fragrance. Really, this fragrance is just to die for. I love this. Again, my favorite Tonka bean scent. Very extremely sexy in my opinion. I don't know if they reformulate. I think not. I think Guerlain didn't reformulate it, Tonka Imperiale. So I really advise you to check this fragrance out if you have yet to, especially if you like Tonka bean fragrances. Tonka Imperiale. It's a fragrance that will make you stand out in the colder weather. Talking about fragrances to make you stand out while feeling sexy, this fragrance is from the house of Thomas de Monaco. Raw Gold. One of the best discoveries of this year. This was released in 2020. So this is not exactly a brand new release, but it's recent. This is, again, almost love at first sniff. I was not very impressed on paper when I tried this, but when I tried this on my skin, everything changed. It really made a difference. This has a lot of notes. So this is boozy. You have coffee, you have cacao, you have also castoreum, you have tonka beans and vanilla and resins, and you have everything in here. So this is, the end result is a boozy coffee, cacao with animalic notes. I mean, this is a very intense fragrance, but blended to perfection. Now this will not be for everyone because, again, this is very intense. This will fill a room. You need to go easy on the spray with this one. And this might be a bit challenging because it's, I will not say that it's rough, but it's intense. It's very intense. It's very rich and complex. And while you have that coffee, cacao, boozy notes that usually are appealing, but then you have the animalic nuances that are also quite prominent. So it's really a nice blend in the end. You really get a nice mixture of notes in here, and to create the most wonderful winter. This is more winter centric scent because of the performance, and because of the scent itself. Again, very complex, very heavy, very rich, leaning more towards colder weather like winter. Great performance here. It's really one of my best discoveries of this year, and it's so damn sexy. The animalic nuances with the coffee and the booze and the cacao, I mean, it's just to die for. A very rich scent that I highly advise you to check out. Thomas de Monaco Raw Gold. Next fragrance, it's from the house of Annie Tower, and this was released last year. Love at first sniff here. Sundowner. I absolutely love this fragrance. Sundowner is a tobacco, vanilla, amber, spicy fragrance. Beautiful, beautiful scent right here. This, it's so damn sexy. It's so damn sexy. Also a bit honeyed, but again, tobacco leaves with vanilla, with amber, a bit honeyed, to create this sexy, gourmandish tobacco scent. This is so good. So this is so alluring. Now this will not fill a room, but it will linger. It will create a nice scent cloud around you, and it's very addicting. Very, very addicting. When I firstly talked about this scent, I mentioned that this is like a blend of tobacco vanille meets l'air de désert marocain. And it is a bit. It is. I still see here a bit of tobacco vanille, a bit of l'air de désert marocain in here. And it's just beautiful. It's really a fantastic scent. Sundowner by Annie Tower. One of the most sexy fragrances out there, and maybe the most sexy fragrance from Annie Tower. But well, at least today, in my opinion, of course, it's a fragrance that really makes me feel sexy. But again, Sundowner, if you like tobacco fragrances, check this one out. Fantastic scent here. Next fragrance is from the house of Penhaligon, from the Portrails collection, and this one is the Uncompromising Zohan. Beautiful bottle presentation. I mean, I really love the bottle presentation of Penhaligon from this collection, and overall Penhaligon has a very interesting, classy bottle presentation overall. So this one is a rose oud fragrance with heavy saffron. So this is not the most unique scent out there, but it's just so good, so damn sexy. Oh man, the rose here, it's a jammy rose, lots of saffron, very a bit animalic, definitely a bit animalic, with this oud that it's just to die for. A bit smoky. Oh man, this is, wow, fantastic, really brilliant. One of the best from this collection in my opinion. For me, my favorite from this collection, from the Portraits collection, is the Uncompromising Zohan, followed by the Tragedy of Lord George, and pretty much that's it. Those two, I don't have the Lord George but this one is fantastic. So this one and Tragedy of Lord George are the best, but Lord George is more of a boozy barbershop scent, not as sexy as this one is. It's more of a signature scent, quite elegant, chic, but this is where it's at. This is very rich and thick and intense rose oud scent. It's one of my favorite rose oud fragrances. Probably not the most natural smelling oud that you will find, but it's still in the category of rose oud. It's a great option here and very sexy. One of the most sexy rose oud scents out there. The Uncompromising Zohan by Penhaligon. Again, heavy saffron, bit animalic, jammy rose. Fantastic scent. And last but definitely not least, from the house of Frederic Malle, and this is a classic already, Musc Ravageur. What a sexy fragrance this is. I mean, musk, usually it's sexy. I mean, musk has that second skin smell. A lot of musks have, and this one is no different. So musk has that animalic nuance that I absolutely love, and I feel makes me feel very sexy. And this one also has the vanilla, it has the cinnamon. So this is a gourmandish, slightly animalic scent to die for. The original formulation of Musc Ravageur was more intense in the animalic nuances. It was to the point it was a bit pissy. This one, it's not as much. The pissy impression, that it's not here at all. So you have more this cinnamon bomb with the slightly furry muskiness that makes this fragrance one of the most addicting, alluring, sexy fragrances out there for the colder weather. Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle, a classic, one of the best from the brand, that I highly advise you to check this one out. If you have yet to, give a second chance if you didn't really appreciate it at first, because this really deserves all the love and some more. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what are the most sexy fragrances for the colder weather in your opinion. If you find value in this video, hit the like button, because it will really make a big difference for me. And see you in the next video. Take care, guys.